You look at your box hedge or tree and you see something's not right. Your box plant looks brown and it's losing leaves. Could the cause be a very hungry caterpillar? Or is it box blight fungus destroying your plant? After about 5 minutes with me, a plant scientist, you'll learn 3 key symptoms of box blight fungus infection. We'll compare box blight fungus infection with caterpillar infestation. And finally, I'll show you how to treat the ruinous box blight fungus. Let's jump in to see what box blight fungus infection looks like. The first of the 3 symptoms of box blight infection is leaf loss on your box plant. From a distance, you can see bare, leafless stems on the top of this clipped hedge. There's hundreds of brown fallen leaves caught here amongst the bare stems, and more leaves on the ground. Sometimes you might only spot symptoms of box blight fungus on the shady side of your box plant, whilst the sunny side looks healthy. This shady side sickness is because, like most fungi, box blight fungus infects and spreads best in wet, mild, damp and humid weather. More on weather conditions later. So that's the first symptom, leaf loss. The second telltale symptom of box blight infection on your box plants is discoloration on the leaves. See these brown and orange leaf spots? These spots clearly indicate an active fungal infection. Unlike box rust fungus, the browny orange spots are flat on the leaf. There are no raised patches. As the box blight infection progresses, the discoloration spreads to cover the whole leaf. The box plant leaf then falls off the plant. Remember I said box blight fungus loves mild damp weather? This means that in the UK's climate, you'll most likely notice the spotty, infected leaves in spring and autumn. The third and final symptom of box blight infection are these small, dark black marks on the infected bare stems. These black marks are caused by the box blight fungus and are not present on healthy box plants. You can see the black marks on this stem and on this stem. These black marks can be very small, so to see the marks, you might need good lighting or a magnifying glass. But at this point, you might still think, does my box plant have box blight infection? Or is it instead box tree caterpillars munching merrily away? Here's a caterpillar infestation on a box plant. So far, so similar. The box plant is brown, having lost many of its green leaves. But look more closely. The caterpillar only eats the centre of the leaves. The outer leaf edge stays on the plant. But with box blight infection, the whole leaf will drop off. Caterpillars also leave telltale signs, webbing, and little green pellets of poo. So remember, diagnose box blight by looking for those bare stems, brown spotty leaves, and small black marks on the stems. But can you cure box blight? Thankfully, yes. With a bit of effort, you can treat box blight fungus. Your first task is to cut out all the infected areas of the box plant to stop the fungus from spreading. For extensive box blight infection, you might have to cut out half or even more of the box plant. But don't worry, although box plants grow very slowly, they're tough plants and they'll grow back from bare wood. When you're cutting infected sections on your box plants, always cut in dry weather. Why is this? I've picked some infected box stems after a week of rainy weather. Let me show you what you can't normally see. Here, under the microscope, you can see the masses of white box blight fungal spores growing out of the black marks on the stems and the backs of the infected leaves. These thousands of sausage-shaped cylindrical spores stick to your tools, gloves and boots and spread infection all over your box plants. But in dry weather, the fungus produces far fewer spores. So that's why you need to cut your box plants in dry weather and clean your tools and boots before and after working with any diseased plant. As you can see here, you can lay a plastic sheet under the box plant to catch the infected leaves. As you prune, put infected box plant cuttings straight into a bag and then bin, burn, or bury the cuttings at least 1 foot under the soil. Don't just compost them. After pruning, collect up as many fallen infected leaves as possible. Gently shake the box plant to dislodge more leaves. Infected leaves left on the ground can carry on releasing fungal spores for at least 5 years. After clearing fallen leaves, apply a mulch like well-rotted manure. This mulch will cover any missed leaves and retain soil moisture to help the box plant recover. After pruning, clear overhanging vegetation if you can, to give your box plants more air and sunshine to keep them dry and less vulnerable to box blight infection. Should you also use fungicides to treat box blight? Alongside the measures I've mentioned, spraying with fungicides can help to reduce box blight infection. As a preventative measure, apply fungicides 2 weeks before pruning or trimming your box plant, or at the earliest signs of infection. usually during those high-risk periods of spring and autumn. If you don't want to use fungicides, then consider this more natural treatment, a foliar feed. Foliar feeds are applied directly to the plant leaves and make box plants grow better, but many also helpfully suppress box blight fungus. Lastly, for information on tricky but important Latin names of the box blight fungus, or to read up on box blight research, check out the video description below. Wishing you healthy plants and happy gardening!